Wildcats, it's Miss V again. Feliz Cinco de Mayo! Today, in honor of Cinco de Mayo, we're going to be exploring different videos throughout the day of different art that is inspired by Mexico. We're going to cover embroidery and the art of embroidery. We're going to cover Mexican tiles, and we are going to draw some cactus. So stay tuned. Throughout the day, we'll have different special videos where I will show you how to draw with me, all those things. Get ready, get your supplies. We're going to start with the first part momentarily. See you soon. Alright, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to work on for today is going to be embroidery. Mexico is known for very colorful floral designs on their t-shirt, on their shirts, on their traditional shirts, on their traditional dresses, the folklorico dresses. You go to Mexico and to any mercado or market, tianguis, and you see different kinds of shops, little shops that have these beautiful, colorful, embroidered patterns. My abuelita used to embroider a lot. She taught me how to do it. My mom knows how to do it. And I have brought it into the classroom before, where we had a black background and we embellished the paper with oil pastels, and we made these beautiful flowers that had a really good contrast against a black background. So today I'm going to do a floral pattern. I kind of started it already, and obviously we won't be embroidering with needle and thread. We're going to be making the design, and then we're going to be coloring it with marker and color pencils. I already went ahead and I made a basic design just to get it ready for you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trace it with the Sharpie. Because this is a very fine and delicate design, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a thin Sharpie. I wanted to do something different and make it circular instead of a basic rectangular paper shape. So you can go ahead, I took like a bucket and I put it down and I traced all the way around to make that perfect circle. You guys can go ahead and free draw a circle if you like, or you can take something that's circular around your house. I got this Easter bucket and I used it, and it was a perfect size for me. So we're now going to trace the circle with the Sharpie because we're going to end up cutting it out, and I want my edges to be nice and sharp. So I'm going to go ahead. And the thing about a lot of patterns for bordados is that they're symmetrical. And if you remember from our lessons, symmetrical means that if you cut something in half or you fold it in half, it's going to mirror, one half is going to mirror the other side. So for this specific one, it's not a perfect symmetrical drawing because we're doing it by hand and we're not machined, so we always are going to naturally do things a little better on one side than the other. But I'm going to start. We're going to pretend like we divided our circle into fours, and we're going to start on this quarter, and I'm going to draw a flower. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a circle for my button. And I'm going to do long petals. I hope you guys can see. If you cannot, let's see if I can zoom in a little more. There you go. There you go. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the thicker marker so that you guys can see it a little better. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw the circle and we're going to draw the petals. And it's just your standard flower. Next, we're going to go ahead and work. When you are done with the petals, you're going to go ahead and you're going to draw another petal behind it, but instead of having that pointy part, it's going to have a rounded end. So these are going to be round petals that are going to go behind it. Like so. And for symmetry, what you do on one side, you have to do to the other. So we're going to go across, and on the other side, we're going to draw the button for the flower, and we're going to do our pointy petals. And then we're going to do our rounded petals. Like so. From here, I want to make a long fern. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to do a line. I'm going to do a stem. We're going to do the same thing. And what's cool about the circle, because there is a way, sometimes when you're drawing, there's a way that you like to draw and you're like, oh, this looks better. And then you do it on the other side and you're like, it doesn't look exactly the same. Depending on whether you're left-handed or right-handed, sometimes certain drawings or certain lines or angles are easier to draw. So this is my easiest line. We can, because it's a circle, you can turn it around and do the same. Do this line here. And the mirror image part on the right side seems to be the side that I struggle with a little bit, but that's okay because this is going to be beautiful regardless. So I made my stems and it kind of goes around and follows the circle. Now for our ferns, we always start at the bottom, and our leaves for the bottom of the fern tend to be bigger and longer than the smaller ones at the top. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our little leaves, and they're just like little teardrops. Turn your paper to the ones going on the other side. And go ahead and do the leaves for all of your ferns. Do the ones for the other side. And we have one more to do. There you have it, our ferns. I'm going to add a little circle pattern here. Little bubble, bubble, little bigger bubble there. And what you do on one side, we're going to do on the other. So little bubble, medium bubble, bigger bubble. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit more flowers here towards in the middle. So this flower here that's going to be little, it's just a basic flower, kind of like a daisy. Circle in the middle, pointy petals, pretty simple. Here we're going to add a little stem, tiny little button, and rounded fast petals. And we're going to do that 3 times. There you go. Do the same on the other side. Basic daisy. Nothing fancy. And then stem, circle, round fast petals. Stem, circle, round fast petals. Stem, circle, round fast petals. In this little space here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a tulip. That we're going to do the first part. Then in between each one, I'm going to go up and I'm going to make, on each little point, I'm going to make a petal that seems like it's kind of floating at the top. And then I'm going to finish it by going and doing a round petal around both of them, like that, and add with some, I guess Miss Micas might know what this part of the flower is called. The part that has the pollen. I'll get back to you guys on that. We do it on this side and we're going to do it on that side because we're doing a symmetrical design. So our floating parts, and then we go and we just round and connect all the petals and the little pollen stems. What do you guys think so far? I think it looks pretty good. So now we're left with a space here and a space on top. Because this part here seems to be narrower than the top part, we're only going to draw a flower, one flower here. So we're not even going to add a button in the middle. We're just going to go straight into the pointy petals. And then we're going to do the rounded ones. We're going to add 3 little circles that are kind of floating to tie in with our side bubbles. And then here at the side, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a little flower. We're going to draw a stem, circle, and just 3 petals. Stem, circle, and just 3 petals. Stem, circle, and 3 petals, like that. So for the top part, I'm going to turn my paper around and I'm going to do the same type of flower there. No button, just the pointy petals. Followed by the round part that goes all the way around all the petals. There are 3 circles. And then we're going to add 3 little branches, 4, sorry. So you're going to do the main branch, and then you're going to make it into a V and kind of come to the side. We're going to do it again, main branch, and then a V part like that. So it's going to end up looking more like a Y. You're going to add teeny tiny leaves on each side. So teeny tiny leaves. And we're going to do the same on the other side. and the main one, the Y part. And same on the other side. And turn our paper back around. And we have our design. Floral, symmetrical, and circular design. I am in love with this. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to color it with a marker. The reason for that is marker will show up richer, the color will be richer than if we use color pencil. We could use color pencil, but we would have to scumble pretty hard to make that color pop, because that's what I want. I want the color to really, really, truly pop. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab a couple of hot colors. So we're going to grab like yellow and orange. We'll get a couple of pinks and red. Maybe add a little purple to that to bring the temperature down a little. We definitely need green, so I'm going to get this deep green. And I really want to use like a turquoise maybe. You are more than welcome to color this however you like. Just remember to take your time and try your best. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw these flowers, orange and yellow. Maybe I'll do a little turquoise button. And what you do on one side, you must do on the other side. So I'm going to do the inside pointy petals, yellow, and the other side. I'm going to take the orange and I'm going to color that rounded part. If it bleeds into the yellow, that's okay. Can you imagine coloring these flowers with a needle and thread? It would take forever. But it does look beautiful. Maybe add a little line in between the yellow petals. There you go. I think that makes it look nice. To the other side. Remember, if you lay your marker kind of sideways, with the cone-shaped tip, you can go ahead and cover more area. There is my orange flowers. Then I'm going to take the pink and I'm going to color the bubbles. Oh, it's raspberry, not true pink. And it's running out of, I call it juice, marker juice. It's running out of ink. That's okay. That's all we needed for that. We can go throw that marker away. Maybe I can find another nice, pretty pink marker. All right, next, I think I want to use that turquoise for this, for these ferns, all the way around. So go ahead and use whichever colors you feel that you would like to use. You can make it a pattern. You can use families of colors and make it monochromatic, complementary colors. And if you like, you can go ahead and you can trace the inner stem with the marker so that it gives that stem a little bit of a pop. Oops, made a mistake there. It's just a little chubby stem now. It's looking good so far. Okay, so next I'm going to be coloring the tulip looking flower, and I think I'm going to use blue for the bottom part of the tulip. And maybe I can use red for the floating petals. And I'll finish it up with the orange. There you go. Maybe we can do these little flowers down here, the basic daisy. We just make it purple. The same goes for the other side. Maybe we can do these three a little green, almost like clovers. Just because everything else is so colorful and we don't have that much green, I think that would be a good contrast. Maybe we can do a light purple for the other bubbles. And then that bottom flower, maybe we can do a little bit of red on the inside and then pink on the rounded petals. What do you guys think? We do that at the bottom. We'll do that at the top as well. We'll take the pink marker And we'll do the rounded parts. I need to get new markers. I think someone has not been capping their markers correctly, and they're all dry now. Maybe we can make these little ones yellow. And we should do these on top. Trace the stem. And color the leaves. And then the same on the other side. Just like that. And we are done with our design. I personally would love for this circle to be black, because then it would really make the flowers pop. Unfortunately, I do not have my chalk with me. Give me 1 second. So I went ahead and I stopped using the chalk altogether. This is taking too long. So I went ahead and I filled it in with Sharpie, and I was just very careful going all the way around so we didn't lose any of the design. But we're done, you guys. You can go ahead and you can cut it out with scissors if you like, depending on your design. I love to see how yours turn out. You don't have to do it exactly like this, as long as it's symmetrical. And for the purpose of this specific video, it's a floral design. If you make a flower design and you make it symmetrical for me, I would love to see it. Thank you for joining me for this video, and I will follow up with some cactus in a couple hours. Thank you. See you soon.